get broken, they cannot break back in. And then versus a team like Minnesota, who we've been seeing change the image of this roster, it's been through the SMGs, Lynz and Vivid. The 2 wins they got, a 1.4 for Lynz, a 1.3 for Vivid. And you start off on a map like Skid Row, already they're trying to get those SMGs active early.
Tee it up, bombs away. It's what it feels like for sure. If Lynz and Vivid can have another stellar day, it very well may be the Rokkr upsetting predictions from the desk again. But do not sleep on Seattle in particular, what Illey has been able to do with Huke so far this season. Abuzah will start things off for first blood. Seattle looking good for opening time, and a couple of trailaway kills right underneath in Garage have also allowed a lot of extra cushion here for Seattle early.
Yeah, if you are Seattle, though, you'll take this. You're going to walk away with a majority of this P1 time because already around your mini-map, Minnesota are thinking about that rotation. They flipped the spawns. They're now forcing all of Seattle to spawn over towards double doors, and the break does come in. But now you want to make sure you have someone playing for that next hill. They currently don't. It's an all-out fight in towards P1.
Yeah, and Huke just running circles from bedroom to bedroom. Keeps himself on 2 before eventually being taken down 1v1 for the scrap time. Illey just dancing with the devil right now in the form of Vivid, and well, Vivid will find a way to get the win. Looking down towards the minimap, you've also got Awakening set up over towards P2. He has not necessarily been great in hardpoint. He needs to have a good moment here.
Yeah, Awakening definitely has to turn up, and as long as he plays well, his teammates are going to be able to put him through this as Minnesota win the rotation. And now you're going to force Seattle to try to find a break, where they are the worst team currently in the league at doing so. Not going to send anyone through the tunnel side, or at least the one player through tunnel is going to delay push while the rest of his team has attacked through Garage and through Ticket. The hop-up is going to be here, and Illey, the sole man through tunnel, gets the break.
Just complete disregard for his own life. He says, I'm just going to hop and see what happens. Able to find not just the first to open, but also the follow-up on the accuracy. The rest of his teammates making life easy. And how about that for the Surge? 4 men down, a clean break, just as best as you've ever seen it before. And now they can take their rotation success over towards 3.
Yeah, with only 20 seconds left, that time is all going to be there. So you already see number 8 in Arcitys early off that rotation. The only man now on this side of the map. So he's going to have his hands full. A couple players from Minnesota are going to try to take him out of this positioning. But with only 8 seconds left on O, it's already a great start from Seattle Surge. Now we have to hit a couple routes because you don't have it the preferred side of the spawns, but it's all about top mid control. What can Abuzah get done? He drops. That's 3 dead. Minnesota in full control.
Yeah, great route from Vivid, and even more discipline from Lynz on the other side of the staircase to say, hey, look at me. Although he gets a free 2-piece from behind. Seattle spawning out towards P2. Accuracy, Vivid lighting things up right side front water. Everything looking beautiful for them right now, trying to get back into this game.
Yeah, with only 40 seconds, now you have to make a decision if you are Seattle. Do we decide to rotate through tunnel? Do we try to go up middle map? It's all out push right through the Garage, and Agashi's going to try to be the flank man to get something done, but his teammates already took care of those gunfights. Now you just have to worry about your back, but cannot win the gunfight versus Arcitys. But this has been a great hold, a great response from Minnesota Rokkr to get themselves back into this game. They're going to be the team all the way off the rotation, but Seattle, they get this final 20.
Yeah, good success to the middle of the map. It wasn't really discerned whether or not Seattle was going to try to play for the old time at 3 or rotate to 4. It's kind of like fight the war on 2 fronts and then over-invest into the side that seems to be most successful, and that would be over towards the old time. So just when we thought for sure Rokkr was going to pull away maybe 45 plus seconds, it's the Surge who find themselves with great success, now working their way through old on their way over towards this backside barber.
Yeah, and Seattle, they're putting themselves in a great position. You have players are already top mid, but you're working towards back apartments. This does take a lot of time, and if you don't find these gunfights, it's gonna hurt you, because then you're definitely spawning all towards top middle, but they trade the player out towards back apartments. Now they have multiple angles to attack from. Illey does get cut down, and now you have the conga line up to the God Steps.
Oh, tough position for Huke, but just mantles over the cinder blocks to find the kill over towards God Stairs. One more player down low, getting hit by a multitude of Surge members, but accuracy stay is alive. Little help from a stun that comes through, and then Lamar pushing a little bit further forward, just gets 1 bullet needed from Awakening to confirm the kill, and now Minnesota take the lead.
Yeah, Minnesota going to be able to walk away with this final 30, but it's going to be Seattle fully set up off the rotation. Only player you have to take down is going to be Lynz, just causing problems around towards the Garage area. Huke takes care of him, so going to be fully set up. Now you just can't allow an opening kill in a crucial position to happen. So right now it's going to be Illey towards the top back crates. You also have the assistance from Abuzah. He's going to fall, so now it's all on Illey to watch this ticket side by himself.
He's gonna have a lot of different rifles staring at him, and a nade also lands on in. Arcitys, last one alive, just inside the interior of the fences, just looking for whatever recovery he could possibly find. But Minnesota, again, from every single angle, they're starting to find success. Another break starts to come through. The last one left would be Illey through P2 side. He gets a little bit of assistance from Huke, who is trying to make a mess of the front side of this, but no one's picked up ticket. Rokkr still able to reinforce, and we've got a 50-50 battle for the remaining time.
Yeah, they all started with Illey finding that 2-piece through top P2. Once he gets those 2 kills, That's now 3 dead. The last player on the point. We trade him. This junk time is now going to be ours. So Seattle going to be able to take the lead for a little bit, but now Minnesota have the opportunity to set up properly in towards P1. How does Seattle Surge decide to break on in? You have one player already at God Steps, one trying to hit a playground route. He does get sniffed out, but now it's on Huke. Can he slip on by, find the timing? At least he plays his life, but position is now known.
Yeah, gets seen, but not a lot of help nearby, so just finessing his life and just staring him down the entire time was Vivid. Eventually gets the kill frag cooked up, makes its way into the window. That will eventually confirm a trade, but damage had already been dealt. Vivid for 2. Now puts Minnesota in a pretty controlling spot to open up this first hard point. Abuzah trying to change that. The rest of his team spawning on the other side of the map, and these trophy systems are not allowing any utility to get through, but it doesn't make a difference. Huke just mantles through the window and finds an opening. Now a chance for the Surge to contest.
Yeah, Huke is just trying to contest. His teammates are already setting up for that P2. So if we can keep this a little bit more scrappy, we can definitely grow up a nice little comfortable lead, and the nuke is shooting. Give him 3 in a row. There's another one around the corner. Can he find the 4th? Nope, just gonna jump out the window. We do not want to challenge this guy. He's one off for cruise missile. Cannot give him that, and a big kill right there comes in from Vivid to shut him down. Final 15 to Minnesota, but full rotation set up for Seattle now.
There are a couple of members that have kind of split spawn though for the Surge. So every big gunfight around P2 is massive for Seattle's ability to hold, and they do clean up the couple of the stray members of Minnesota. So the Surge down just a small margin, but set up perfectly. Prime time to take a look to see what their comms are sounding like.
No, take it. Yeah, Lynz is under already.
I'm watching my push. On my jump if you can.
He's up.
I'm good.
One more steps. Reach. He's in.
No, one tap, top on me, jump top. He's on time, he's on the barrel,
I'm one shot, guys.
I'll spend time for you guys. Go.
One shot. I'm one shot. Got blown by a fire exchange.
Nice. One ticket.
I'm one shot. I'm getting naded.
Go. I'm getting you.
Take your time with this.
I'm gonna flank blue down with you, okay?
Flank blue.
One back up, bottom mid. See them,
top mid. I'm getting through. I got through.
I spawn behind them, give me a sec. See them.
Kill me bottom mid.
Lama, see them.
Intermid play.
Dead bottom mid, one more, see them. I'm on see them.
Let's be top mid.
Nice, one top mid for sure, bro.
I'm
Let's play close.
Top on me.
I have nothing for you.
Vivid up there.
I'm going mid.
I'm blocking up. Fucking see them.
Two top mid, 1 is 1 HP.
Yeah, there's just one top mid.
I'm waiting. At 6 point back P2 guys.
Yeah.
Take your time.
I'm down. You
guys want to push this shit?
Top left. Nice. I'm pushing front. I'm gonna push.
And I'll tell you, the energy and the tempo definitely seem like it's there for Seattle, especially when it comes to them on rotation. But once again, that stat line you pulled up, they're just not quite able to hold when they get Illey on these quick rotates.
Yeah, they had Illey on a rotation already. They found the final 25 seconds at P2. They were nice and early towards P3. They start off with the initial 2 kills, but then they're just too spread apart in their setup, and they get broken to keep this game basically even. Only up by 10 points currently in Seattle, and now they put themselves in a position to basically almost call game. You win the rotation, you're getting the junk time, you're forcing Minnesota all the way across the map. Do they decide to sprint through tunnel? Do they decide to go through bottom middle? It's looking like the pressure's going to be through back apartments, and this might be the push. If you get shut down here, Seattle might win it.
Here we go. There is the breakthrough playground side. Everything now focused right on this hit through checkers. On the back now, here come 3 Rokkr members. First defender falls. Abuzah can only do so much, and you even got a pinch set up over towards tunnel side. You've got accuracy watching for this rotation. Illey's not even worried about this whatsoever, but he should be. Stun comes through. Accuracy almost able to double down, but the rest of Rokkr push on out. Find the bump from the hard point, and the last 2 Rokkr members will get over the 200-point mark with just 1 more contestant to deal with. It's Arcitys playing inside a kitchen, and he gets cut down. Rokkr a chance to reclaim the lead.
Oh, and Vivid with a big one-on-one versus Illey off the rotation. Now you're going to be the team early off on this side of the map. Vivid, you just have to play your life. He picks up that AR, trying to cut off this ticket side, finds another one, finally gets some assistance, but now there's 2 players from Seattle contesting from that P2 area. You take care of these 2 players, you can basically call game because they're going to spawn all the way across the map. Arcitys gets sniffed, but now it's all on Huke. What play can he make so Seattle can have a chance?
And they have no idea that Huke is here. Can he be the X factor? Accuracy the first one to drop. Awakening up top, can't quite find a peak, but still takes down 2/3 ticket. Now Huke is completely trapped, and it's a 4-man feed. One more chance, and look at accuracy. He's gonna try to cut off this entire rotation from topside water. He finds the first, no problem, and oh, what a thorn in the side accuracy has been. There's 245. No one's gonna touch this hard point in time, and again, Seattle looking good on rotation, but unable to put together a sizable hold, and Minnesota stay chef's kiss perfect when it comes to their map 1 records.
What's that now? 6-1? They are dominant in map 1s, man. Minnesota Rokkr came out swinging, but it all came down to those final moments at the very end. The fact that Seattle were able to contest it, be up by at least 20 seconds going in towards that barbershop hill. They kept it scrappy. They said, all right, Minnesota, you can take the final 25. We're going to properly set up at the next hill over towards that P5 area crates. But unfortunately, when Illey loses that gunfight, Vivid makes the play happen. He finds that kill. Then he picks up an AR, finds a second, allows accuracy to flank through top hat to find the third. And then even with Huke in that position, his teammates got closer to him. They came off spawn. They were trying to get back into the play, but they all dropped again once Huke found that kill. So when 3 go down, last player Huke, we take care of him. They spawn all the way across the map. Minnesota get it done. Up 1-0 in the series.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this overall, again, it's one of those things we were kind of talking about it during the listen, and like Huke and Illey at different moments on these rotations are kind of dragging the rest of their teammates with them. Like, guys, I'm going to rotate at 25, win a couple of key gunfights. Can you please get here? But the ARs are just not quite giving them the support that they need. I mean, Arcitys in particular just never felt like he was in a position to help lock down lanes after either Huke or Illey went absolutely bananas on new hardpoint setups.
Yeah, it's just tough, man. It's just tough, especially on a map like Skid Row, because all these gunfights, especially towards the top middles and towards the barbershop, even towards P3, they're all up close and personal. So the ARs are not going to have a good time on those sides of the map. But when you get towards the P5s, when you get towards the P2s, where these ARs have to hold down the lanes, just pre-aim down the line of sight, and you should be okay. That's when we saw them start the fight back into this game. But when it got a little bit scrappy, it was just too much for Seattle to handle. And Minnesota do exactly what they do best, man. You get led by your SMG and Vivid, 27 and 20, 29 traded kills. Reese has been having himself a nice couple of days here.
Yeah, I'll say. And I think that's one of I think the biggest component of this Rokkr team. I mean, before we got to the break, it was all about the Lynz story. Even with Rokkr not having won a single series, Lynz was still putting up top half percentages, KDs, and things of the nature, statistically speaking. But now all of a sudden, everyone's starting to step up a little bit. Accuracy and Awakening are still kind of on the bottom side when it comes to overall KDs. But hey, in this particular map, they were very much so participating when needed to. And it again helps players like Lynz and Vivid continue to do what they've done best to this point. So I kind of want to just use this as a quick final, maybe highlight moment. Is it about time, since the break now, 4 out of the last 5 Minnesota have won in hardpoint. Their only loss is a close loss to New York. Is it about time here, Jay, that we start giving these guys their flowers when it comes to what they're doing in Respawn?
Hey, man, they're starting to turn it around. Obviously, your first couple of matches didn't go the best. It was very difficult with some of the teams that you had to play against, but on the bounce backs, when you needed to get a W to get yourself a winner's bracket spot going into Boston, you get it done. That's so far, what, 7-0 in map count in the last 3 series so far? You gotta be feeling the confidence if you are on the side of Minnesota Rokkr. Now you're up 1-0 in this series. You're going into a search and destroy where you haven't really had a lot of success. You only played this once and you absolutely got slammed on it. So
yeah,
with their confidence right now, obviously, they went in the back end, through the practice, made some new strategies up, because one thing that I saw in the stat line that really stood out was their attacking rounds. You were not getting a single first blood. You were 0-4 on the attacking side, and when you don't get a first blood, that is on the opposite side where Seattle are able to capitalize on it, because when they find the first kill, 100% round win rate on a map like Invasion.
Yeah, it's kind of like a tale of two cities right now when it comes to talking about search and destroy for these two squads. I mean, the statistics on this map, you have to go all the way back to when Minnesota played Vegas, and that was where that bad loss occurred in their first match of the CDL. And they haven't really played the map since. On the other side, you know, we were really all singing praises for what Seattle has been able to showcase in search and destroy. Some of that was tarnished by their Karachi, but hey, that's the only map they have any losses on. But the question mark that still remains is, can Seattle find a way to shut down these SMGs, in particular Vivid, Vivid. He was unbelievable in the search and destroy yesterday.
What did he have? Look at the stat right there. There it is. I don't have to think about it. 3,500 damage, 15 and 8 with a 1.8 KD with a 1v2 as well. Vivid was doing it all yesterday. We saw him in multiple different angles, picking up the AR, picking up the SMG. Reese knows what's going on when it comes to that search and destroy game mode. But here we go into the game number 2. Seattle are going to be the early team on attack, but just keep in mind, you're not going to apply a lot of pressure over towards B because there's no trophy system to work with.
And look at the hard stack over towards the front side of the A bomb site. Little SMG AR duo setup that will allow first blood to come through, the victim being Abuzah. So all of a sudden, Seattle kind of stuck playing just inside of this DVD area. Awakening, a little bit of trouble here at front tank. It's a read, backs up, a little finagle with Huke on the other side. Lynz here to assist, and, well, everyone stays alive for now. Accuracy on the hunt, should be able to confirm this kill, just a matter of when and where, and finally the kill comes through. Huke drops the bomb just outside Dark Alley.
So now it's a 4v2. Accuracy gets some info on towards Illey. He's going to line him up. Illey has half HP. That Agri says we're not going to give him a chance at this 4v2. Arcity's actually the island player across the map, takes down Vivid, so makes this a more manageable situation, but that bomb is still down towards the middle of the map, and with only 30 seconds left, you have to retrieve that and plant it. Good luck.
Illey doing what he can, but like you mentioned, just being looked at from every single angle. Nice shots onto accuracy, but tagged up so heavily, does not make much of a difference towards the Rokkr defense. Pretty good, and I think a lot of it was a lot of free first bloods, not just first bloods. It was long crossing angle first bloods that Rokkr were able to reap. Yeah,
I think it was just Rokkr applying pressure in towards Cafe. They send multiple players in towards red. He's lining them up, watching them cross over towards B. Awakening gets that first blood, and at that point, you put Seattle in a position where we have to now try to even up the numbers. Someone has to take a risk, and unfortunately, those risks did not pay off. Minnesota take the first round. To the attacking side they go. And I don't know if Seattle even had enough players alive or enough kills. Illey might be the only player to potentially have earned a trophy system, so he has to potentially be the guy going to be. Yep. Yeah.
A little double stack front side. Abuzah this time will tally first blood. Vivid trying to find the trade, but not going to be allowed to give it a look. So 4v3 early. Huke sitting just inside this back kind of freezer closet area. Vivid with the bomb, just looking for someone to overpeak through mid, but no one's home. And Seattle just absolutely just playing their numbers at this point.
Yeah, you don't gotta give nothing up. They have to plant the bomb to win the damn round. So let's just make sure we hold our angles, and Abuzah finds another on the round to now make it a 4v2. Awakening and accuracy, the ARs for the Rokkr. Left the clutch on up and trying to solo out Illey. He's hurt. We're going to apply the pressure on him, see if we can take him down. But the stuns, the cover fire, the cover attacks from his teammates at least put them in a position to where he is going to be known. Trades come in, accuracy 1v3. He falls, and Seattle respond with the defense of their own.
Clean stuff to this point. Defense finding early first bloods, a lot of it free. Numbers holding. That's been the story of the entirety of the year to this point. In particular, I think on this map especially. So we'll be interested, I think, to see if there's going to be any adjustment or modification towards what these ARs are doing, because right now it has been long-range AR fights over the middle of the map that has determined the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, you just can't give it those gunnies. You can't be getting first blood across the map. And even when they're putting them in aggressive positions towards red, we know that that's most likely what we got to be prepared for. It's just monkey see, monkey do. They both did the same exact thing in round number 1 on both their defensive side, but into round number 3 we go. Seattle going to change it up this time around. Bomb's not going to go towards middle. We're going to attack towards A Street.
But keep your eye defensively also on number 4 and Vivid. He is already pushed up closer towards Treehouse, and accuracy seems to want to maybe just take over B Street. The more information they gain, the more that these defenders at A will imminently know that there's going to be a threat here at the A site. Trophy system gets placed, and now it's just down to when do Surge want to try to barge through these doors and try to hit.
Yeah, Vivid gets all the info. They're not going B, so just falls into the hands of Lynz and Awakening. Can they trade this properly? Can Huke not be in a position to potentially sniff him out? But the nade from Awakening. Don't know how that happens. He's standing right next to him, but he makes up for it. Finds one, finds a second. Actually, the nade over the top. It's now a 3v2.
Awakening keeps his life. Stun keeps him locked into place, but the rotation's already on for the Surge, and there's just nowhere to go. I mean, this whole B alley is completely shut down, and there is no way Surge had any idea that it was a double investment through B lane. Wow, very strange, because Awakening actually still had both of his nades, so I'm not sure
what happened
for that team kill, but maybe he just threw a couple of shots into her or something. Regardless of the matter, Surge just cannot find a way onto the A site.
They could not find a way, but Awakening almost gave them an opportunity to do some. But the nade comes in. I don't know if there's a trophy system right there potentially that blows up the car. I don't understand what just happened.
That was
Minnesota
definitely a Seattle nade.
Yeah.
It was 100% a Seattle nade.
That was Huke through freezer.
Yeah.
Someone tell me what happened. Someone let me know.
Weird scenes. Nades through mid. Huke gonna get stunned up. And initially, a little bit of a poke here from Minnesota, trying to see if they can find him locked in place, but not to be. Huke gets first blood, Lynz to drop, and we go an early 4v3 in favor of the Surge.
Early 4v3, and Huke's just trying to keep the aggression up. Sometimes it pay off, sometimes it come back to bite him, and unfortunately right there, Vivid was ready for the fight. Makes it a 3v3, but Illey instantly there for the trade. 3v2, Awakening and Vivid left the clutch on up. Illey spots Awakening, but he's just going to reposition himself, try to help his teammate out.
Huge split across the map here defensively, though, for Surge. And it looks like everyone's going to track back over towards B. Awakening able to find his third kill in a row. 5-1. Great map from him to this point. Can they turn this 2v3, though? There's still a lot of work to be done. Bomb and DVD. And is there a Q onto Illey? Sure seems to be. Now Vivid's on 3 in a row. Last player, Arcitys, he's been scouted out. These shots from back Palace Wall means that there's going to be a quick rotation over towards B. Does he catch this cross, though? And it looks like there's enough intel where Vivid says, I'm not good enough to hit. Stuns will land. Smoke comes out. First shot's not good enough for Arcitys, and Røkkr will pull back the 2v3 to steal the round.
Oh, man, and Awakening's having himself one hell of a performance in Search and Destroy. What is he, like a 0.5 on the season? 6-1 start. This is exactly what you want on a big wig. I know Nameless is proud in the green room over there in Columbus, Ohio, when I say that, because that's his favorite player. But Awakening is having himself a stellar Search and Destroy so far. Great clutch in the 3v2. He finds the first to make it a 2v2. And then once it turns into a 2v1, you see how he keeps the information on the last player. We're throwing shoulders towards mid-tank. We're just letting Vivid know we can go B, we can go A, but once he's in that position, we'll make sure we're soloing him out together. And Awakening finds the final. Minnesota, 2 rounds in a row.
Get ready for some fireworks. We've got all 8 players leaning towards the B side of the map with some aggression. Vivid trying to take down Huke over towards DVD Alley. Not going to work out. Accuracy's also committed to being on the site here. Awakening trying to step in towards Dark, but with the AR, not quite able to find any lockdowns. So the first couple of kills look good. Lynz turned away as he tries to hit the pinch, and Surge will pull together a flawless round.
Yeah, Seattle just ready for that push right there. They know that Vivid loves to push up towards Broken. The last time they were on attack, he did the same thing and eventually pinched them. So just going to shut that player down. Find the first blood, isolate Accuracy, and have the player who was being the island guy to find the final. 4 up, 4 down. Very clean round right there from Surge to go down. Now 3-2.
Yeah, I like the idea for both sides, just for what it's worth. Try to change the tempo up a little bit. Get some heavy-handed aggression, not just changing the tempo, but also throwing extra resources to make this feel a little bit more overwhelming. But that time, all Surge all the time. So 3-2 we go on the scoreboard. Huke, trophy to keep him safe over towards mid. He is essentially playing by himself, although he's got ARs watching every possible corner that anyone could hit from, with the exception of this freezer closet.
Yeah, Minnesota, they're playing nice and slow in their attacks. Multiple players watching over this B point. They shoot out the trophy systems. Trying to save their attacks to try to isolate Illey. He's just repositioning every chance that he gets. We're going tractor, we're going cages, we're going tank. Making it very difficult for his teammates to try to help him. But Huke with the smoke grenade, he's just going to run right through mid-cut. And now he's here to help Illey.
Is this just a little sleight of hand here from Røkkr saying, look at us, we're throwing all of our nades over towards B, but not fully committing to it. They do pull the defense over towards the B side of the map, but now that the smoke has dissipated, everyone's off the regen, the defense will reset. Only problem is they've given up any forward defensive pressure over towards A, so Vivid could technically plant here. First couple of shots going over towards the opposite side of the map will land, going to a 3v3.
Going into a 3v3, but Illey, he spots him. Vivid, unfortunately, trying to go for the bomb plant. Illey finds him. Illey finds a third on the round. What a read by Ender. Can he potentially find the ace? No, he cannot, but the trade is going to be there instantly. Seattle Surge, no panic. When it comes to their defensive setup, even with the repositioning out of Huke, they still applied pressure over towards Illey, and he made him pay for it. Seattle tied up at 3.
Yeah, really good composure, without question. Like we said, Surge got pulled to that B side of the map. And Minnesota were showing all force over towards the B side, including smokes, but after they got rid of that position forward at A, it was a blink of the eye, and they were right back where they needed to be. Really beautiful stuff in terms of reclaiming ground. So now all of a sudden the patterns have shifted just a touch. Røkkr tried getting heavy-handed in their last offense. Doesn't quite work out. Their previous defense, kind of the same situation. Didn't fully work out with the aggression, and now we kind of reset as Seattle looked to head over towards a early opening nades and opening gunshots all through mid-map. Going to keep us in a 4v4.
You can already see the difference in Minnesota's setup. Vivid is no longer pushing up the B side. We're going to have accuracy on that side of the map because Seattle, they've only went there once, and that was a full-on bomb rush. So if they're not doing that, they're most likely going to commit towards A. Vivid trying to be the player to watch right street, but Awakening is in a crucial position towards mid-tank. Nades, everything is coming at him. He still manages to play his life, but the smoke is going to be here. Now you have to figure out what you want to do as accuracy finds the first.
That's a huge rogue route being hit by accuracy. Again, just aggression through the B side of the map. Awakening able to scout out one just in front of what will eventually be our new P1. Shots tag, but Awakening stays, at least for now, alive. And Illey has snuck through. No one has any idea that Illey's here. He's able to get the first. Now you'd have to think they need to try to isolate onto accuracy, but they can't find him. Lynz getting aggression. That's going to be good for another elimination, favoring Minnesota in the 3v2. Illey stuck at mid-map, just hoping he can lock down a gunfight, but there's none to be found. Arcitys, last one left, only able to take 2 of the final 3, and Minnesota finally able to find themselves a response.
Man, that was a whole lot of dancing in towards B, Dom.
I'll say.
So everybody was having a fiesta around the tank, but you saw once Illey was able to get out with his life, he actually got out with 0 HP as well, Alan. That's insane. That guy was eating bullets. But he comes back to life. Eventually, he sets up his teammate in Arcitys to find 2. But in the perfect position is Minnesota on that setup to trade efficiently. They respond with the defense. Back up 4-3. And now they're going on the attacking round. And I would love them to do the same exact thing that they did in the previous. But this time, let's actually commit towards the bomb plan. Because if you get Huke to reposition from red, it's a free A plant.
Yeah, getting a little anxious about the call. Long range shots again coming through. Lynz is trying to see if anyone's playing. Buddy. Right in the front. There we go. He does see Huke, but can't do too much about it outside of call the comms. Not really a good look to isolate him either, although Minnesota are really trying to. Smoke in hand, that will be spent. And is there actually going to be a play through this? No, it's team shots to Arcitys instead, who just essentially keeps himself safe backside Palace wall.
Slowly but surely, accuracy is working his way up to try to isolate Illey again, but on the opposite side of the map, Vivid takes down Huke, and an unfortunate team nade from Arcitys now makes it a 4v2, 3v2 with Abuzah responding.
Bomb will be planted. Accuracy still just going on his own hero route. Nice shots come through for Vivid. Trade immediately by the way of the...
Wait a minute.
Okay. Abuzah now 1v1 Awakening. Long range shots first will land. Oh, both players have to be a single bullet. Pop up from Abuzah. Stun starts to come through. Dealt with that range, and Abuzah, you can see it in the cam. Thrilled about it, and that takes us to a 4-4 tie.
That's a 2v4, Alan, with Abuzah finding an ace on the round. He won the first gunfight towards A Street. He lines up the second with a frag and then reads accuracy on the deep flank to find the third. And at that opportunity right there, Awakening has every advantage. You're using a fire truck. Heady, you got it all. You can shoulder. He has to sprint at you at the street, but Abuzah was not nervous in the moment. He was ready to gun him out of his shoes. And that's exactly what he does to tie the game up at 4 with an ace in hand. Abuzah, the young man, the rookie, makes it happen.
Unreal stuff. And now Surge looking to just throw some pressure over towards B. Accuracy once again by himself. But look at this aggression coming out of Røkkr. Very heavily invested through A Street. And Arcitys is the only one close. He's at Laundry. Lynz is already on a really good angle for this cross. Can't quite find the kill. The stun locks him up. Is there enough help to keep him alive? He decides instead just to push with a pistol, you madman. And does at least trade out his life, so we go 3v3.
Yeah, there was just no way in hell for him to get out of that situation, especially when the stun came in. But accuracy, are your fists strong enough? No, they are not. Illey has the Renetti in hand to take him down. Now a 3v2 in favor of the Surge. All out pressure up towards B, but Illey has 6 HP. This guy is tanking bullets. If sets up Abuzah to find one, and now he earns himself a cruise missile. 1v3 for Awakening.
And he gets the information on where Wake's positioned at. A couple attacks come through, but the bomb still gets stuck, and it's Silly who finds him. No worries. Wow, what a bounce back this has been for the Surge. I mean, heroics from Abuzah, and then here it's just a messy opening that eventually gets manipulated towards Surge finding success at B.
They're not hesitant right now on their place. And whenever it comes down to an ISO gunfight between Illey and accuracy, we've seen a lot of them so far on this map. Illey comes out on top. We kill accuracy, the sole man over towards that B point. We can commit towards this site. But Abuzah has really taken over in these final couple of rounds. That cruise missile is going to play a really big part If he decides to use it here, they're going to be on defense. Yup, we're going to camp right back street. If you decide to go B, that cruise missile is going to be ready for you.
A little bit of intel towards Abuzah, but with his position over towards Water Bridge, you can see exactly what Surge are thinking. We can just stack mid and get a quick rotation to B if there is a hit this direction. Otherwise, if Abuzah does get into trouble, we can try to cut the map maybe a little bit differently, but smoke will allow Røkkr to start to make their steps in towards construction. Huke not quite able to hold the trigger back, so his information now called. Abuzah gonna try to force out the cruise, but honestly speaking, this is kind of a fake from Røkkr to say, hey, look how aggressive we've gotten. They've pulled this cruise out for really no effect.
Yeah, and Seattle Surge, they have decided to play back on this round because no one wants to scam. No one wants to go out there and get first blood when you have a cruise missile, so their setup is not gonna be as dominant as it was over towards this A site. You still have Illey though. Over towards Tractor. Trophy system now earned. You get that down in your fate. You get some info that this is where the pressure's coming in. Everyone help me on this side.
Huke is just taking his angle over towards Dark Alley here and there to see if he can find anybody. Illey coming opening shots, but it's actually that play through the Dark Alley that works out for both Arcitys and Abuzah. Last players for Røkkr trying to hit through the front. There's just really not a lot of space for them to work around.
Man.
Just a tank for coverage, and there's really nothing going the way of Røkkr. Accuracy stuck on site, not a lot of time. And it was a mixy one to start, but Surge continued to be perfect outside of their Karachi Search and Destroy. We tied the series 1-1.
Yeah, they just made the adjustments in the middle of the game a lot better than Minnesota. We're talking about the 4v2 round when it was tied 4-3. It was 4-3 Minnesota up. In a 4v2, a teammate comes in from Arcitys. You solo out Abuzah, but the fact that you lose that round, the way that they lost that round, that basically called game because Abuzah, the following round, was able to earn a cruise missile, use it in this final round, and then just stall out a lot of that game clock. Minnesota only had one opportunity. Cruise missile gets invested. Now you have two players in towards DVD, one in towards Broken. With only 30 seconds left, you have to commit towards this B bomb. You cannot afford to rotate back towards A, and they were just ready for the push. Everyone had a crossfire set up. Huke did not try to be super aggressive in towards red, and they were just ready for the retake, ready for the pressure. And Seattle Surge, they tied up at 1. S&D has been their backbone, and once again, they show it here.
So with this tie series, we start to look at the prospects of what's to come. Karachi Control, of course, immediately after what's going to be our upcoming break, but then Terminal Hardpoint also confirmed, which leads us with some really interesting talking points when we eventually get there. But just to kind of tease everybody here, Jay, what's our early thoughts on this Karachi Control and this 1-1 tie?
Man, whoever walks away with an attacking round is going to be able to take the damn map because believe it or not, on a map like Karachi, attacks are usually the best thing you can go out there and get. Defense is difficult, but if you can walk away with an attack, you're calling a W.
Little bit to look forward to. Both teams have, as you would figure, been great defensively, but will there be any offensive recovery for both of these two squads to take an edge in the series? Røkkr started off hot, but Surge for the big bounce back, keep us locked in at 1 in what is a huge pivotal match for potential upper bracket considerations. We'll come back and head into the Karachi Control after this.
The Call of Duty Week is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
The Painted aBeZy bundle is available now in the Call of Duty store. Inspired by the folk art of Oaxaca, this stunning bundle offers colorful, vibrant, and mythical items you gotta check out.
Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL Operator, Weapon Blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now.
Ooh, we got ourselves a good one here, friends. Minnesota Rokkr, Seattle Surge currently locked up at 1. Shift with Study here. And boy, I'll tell you, this has been a really interesting matchup for a lot of reasons. Both teams have a lot of upper bracket considerations, but both teams need some help in the AR department here, Jay.
Oh yeah, they definitely need help in the AR department, more specifically control. You see the stats for accuracy, 0.82. That's not the best, but on the opposite side, Arcitys, I'm pretty sure he's bottom 5 KD right now with a 0.76. On a map like Karachi, where those ARs are gonna have to hold down those top 3s, hold down those long range sides, just put yourself in a position to where you're able to block spawns, catch a couple players off spawn to get some freebies. These guys definitely need to step up for their respective teams, because you're not gonna win controls if you're dropping 0.7s. This game mode has basically come down to lives the majority of the time.
Absolutely, and I think even more so than that, how often are we looking at the ARs to get ourselves some sort of a setup to make sure these offensive attempts are finding more success than they currently have? I mean, you were kind of framing it up before the break. We're looking at the 11th ranked attacking team in Seattle, whereas on the other side, Rokkr find themselves in the bottom half of the league, also in their offensive attempts. And for all intents and purposes, this map may be decided by who can win a darn offense.
Yeah, that's all it's gonna come down to. Who can win an offense? Who can put it together the best to walk away with an attack? And Seattle sure is they're gonna be the first team to attempt it. As you're gonna have one player in Huke just going his sweet time by himself over towards B side. They're gonna make sure no players from Minnesota are gonna go for that deep flank, and unfortunately does not get the best timing there. Lynz makes it behind them, enemy lines, and now he's on the flank to eventually strike, and he does it just so to take down Abuzah.
Well, the A zone seems to be the focus for now. Lynz finds himself on Illey, trying to flush him out. Does have to give away the high ground position, though, because of that. And in that moment, Vivid is able to kind of regain some high ground control. First tick of progress, largely depleted. Surge find their way back over as Arcitys cooks up a perfect nade. And how about this? Okay, now Surge with some ground to work with as they continue to look over towards it.
Yeah, but still, Lynz is causing mayhem through the middle of the map. Every time Abuzah jumps the point, Lynz is taking him down. Now it's on Huke just dancing around this pole. He walks away with the gunfight. Awakening wants that one back, but finally Seattle Surge are able to get out of their base. Where is Lynz? We have to focus on where he is, because he's a 1.18 KD in control, which is top 7. That's a guy you have to put a lot of focus on.
Yeah, SMGs on both sides have been monsters for their respective teams, but after the clearance starts to come through, Surge the 4 life advantage, plus 2 ticks of progress at Ed. Rokkr looking like they're just going to set themselves up for a B defense or some aggressive exit kills over towards this A zone as the extra 60 seconds gets tallied.
Yeah, it's all out red push though, all out red hold, and at least you find at least one player in Arcitys over towards the junkyard side. You just want to play your life, and finding kills is even better. He takes down the first in accuracy, but Vivid is going to try to strike to take him down, and he finds that kill. So Minnesota maintain map control. You're forcing all of Seattle Surge to hit the overextensions, but Illey's in a great position, and so is Huke. They're already flanking.
Comes down to can they find the kills to crack the code over towards this B setup. Illey looking for kills mid-map, only able to find a couple. Not enough to deter most of this setup here for Minnesota. Arcitys nade does clear out junk, so okay, here's the full spawn plus the full setup. 4-man hit straight down the middle. Accuracy though, able to take down 2, and he wants more, and he gets more. Holy cow, what a play from accuracy, and now all of a sudden Rokkr just down a single life.
Yeah, and now if you are Seattle Surge, you got to take your time, and taking your time leads to finding 2 kills. You can once again try to sprint out towards the junkyard side. No, we're going to try to attack through middle because we don't know where Vivid is, and he's the guy that's blocking the spawn. So the overextension is coming in again. Now Awakening off spawn is now going to let his teammates know that one person is going to be pinching, but Huke finds the timing. Huke's already in, and now this is where Seattle can make something shake.
Huke is just an absolute menace on the map right now, all over the place. Hard to track him down as now Rokkr are going to give up the play, trying to go over to the top of dumpster and is trying to hit this through red. Awakening able to confirm 1 elimination. To a 3v3 we go. First tick of progress looks pretty imminent. Illey, nice crossing angle, but still traded back and forth. Abuzah up top, able to help reinforce this as the second tick of progress starts to get worked on, but it's not being stacked, and Rokkr are finding the kills to get out of spawn and have a chance to contest this.
Yeah, Seattle Surge, they were just playing scattered. They were just trying to play for those second set of kills, because if they get those, then eventually the stack will come in. but it's still Huke. It's still Huke the nuke in towards the cafeteria. He finds another gunfight. His teammates are coming alive. They find the kills. The stack is going to be in. And we were asking for an attacking round, and Seattle give it to us in the first one.
Didn't have to wait long, Study. Did not have to wait long, although there were some real tight moments in there where it started to look a little shaky. But Seattle in a good spot early to kick this thing off 1-0 up, and it puts a lot of it, I think, just more pressure now to, again, both teams not being particularly great on offense. You win the opening attack. Now all of a sudden Rokkr have to be thinking, all right, must-win round coming up here to make sure we keep this thing tight.
Yeah, it's definitely a must-win round, and they're also down by 6 segments. So both of these teams are still on defense. You want to make sure you guarantee that if you do go to a round 5. So we got to take an attacking round if you are Rokkr. So let's see how they decide to break on off. 2 players right up mid, 2 players through the chicken coop side, 1 towards top 3. Just gonna get on this point. Let's pause this clock, but Vivid's actually just gonna full on send it. He's just gonna be the aggressive SMG to try to play a couple cutoff kills.
Abuzah, topside red, gets enough assistance around the back from Huke. Awakening though in accuracy will combine for a couple eliminations. First tick of progress comes swiftly. Only a single kill's been tallied for the side of the Surge. So defensively speaking, not a lot of forward pressure here from Seattle, and it looks like they may have to chalk this completely as the second tick's gonna get locked.
Yeah, the setup right now for Minnesota is just too strong. You have a player towards top 3, you have a player on bridge side, so you can't overextend to the left side of the map or even go towards mid. So you're forcing Seattle to give this one up nice and early. It's going to be 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Actually, 2 players are going to potentially contest this here. Abuzah sneaks right on by. He finds the first, and all you got to do is play your life. Where are your teammates? Nowhere to be found. I'll get it done myself. He finds 2, but that's not enough. Minnesota close at the same point. 2 minutes and 16 seconds now to work with.
Remember that moment, though. Surge going for that late contest puts them in a kind of vulnerable spot, or so you would think, as the defense was pretty hard set over towards Junk in this B setup, but that gets kind of reset. We go back into an even 4v4, 23 plays 23, double stack up top. Vivid not able to answer or find a single trade, so Surge right back in prime position defensively around B.
And now you're forced, if you are Minnesota, to just continuously sprint forward because you don't want to wrap back and potentially run into a player sitting towards top 3. So the close spawns are in, but none of the gunfights going their way. Even the pistol is working for the nuke. 10-5, 4 streak. I feel like I've never seen this guy run an MCW class, and he definitely shouldn't, because if he shoots like that, continue on, young man. Continue on.
Trades do come through, though. Rokkr able to regain over through rubble, and a quick hit as Vivid's able to kind of sneak behind the play. Illey's back alley, Awakening able to find him, but no follow-up as of yet. Oh, this timing, man. Absolutely atrocious for Vivid. Quick kill over the top of dumpster. Trades are through, and once again, Surge bounce right back into the setup they want defensively.
Minnesota only have 13 lives remaining, make it 12 now, but that's a big gunfight win right there from Vivid. Now we can sprint up to the point. We know exactly the positioning of Huke as well, so they have full control of Cafe. We just have to win this next set of gunfights. All it takes is 2. They're not going to go over the dumpster alley. They're going to go through Fountain. That might play into their hand. First tick of progression already done.
Seconds already rapidly on the way. You had 2 members stacking for a little bit of this time, so there's the second confirmed. Nice shots over the top from Vivid, confirms the trade, and now the third tick being worked on. Lynz from the outside, nades interiorly, will actually take down the 1 player on the zone, so now Lynz is by himself, into the pistol he goes. Not able to tally any further kills. 9 plays, 7, 50 seconds on the clock, and we've got a mad dash for the Diner.
Oh, we got a mad dash indeed, my friend, and none of the gunfights go in favor of the Rokkr. Only 5 lives remaining. Has to be picture perfect from this point on. You want to try to get this round done. Starts off with Awakening finding the first, but do they find these players over towards Ticket? No, wow. Abuzah again with another 2. No more respawns, Minnesota. Only 3 players left.
Accuracy's got really no room to work with here, topside red, but him and Vivid do combine for 2.
Wait a minute.
Shots are good on Illey. Here comes the flood. It's just down to Arcitys inside the Diner, playing in the corner. Stun comes through. Help is on the way.
Backstack.
Now they're stacked for it. Contesto coming through though. Huke, Illey, and Abuzah all find individual kills. Hop in the dumpster. It took just a little too long to find Arcitys, and the Surge were able to bounce back in and save the defense.
That's exactly what it was, Alan. Too long to find Arcitys. If he's in a different position, the stack is going to be a lot faster than what it was. But Minnesota just take too long to eventually find the kill. You allow the rest of Seattle to reinforce over the hop-up, and they find all the kills to secure the defense. A much-needed one at that. Now Surge are in full control of this series and of this map. up 2-0, back on the attacking side. We've seen two-piece after two-piece clutch out of these SMGs, but we were talking about Arcitys before. 0.7 into control, 14 and 12. He's turning up for his team right now.
And how about this? Surge throwing a curveball. Abuzah just showing force at A, but everyone else is wrapped over through the B side of the map. Huke comes back to the play, finding one, but ooh, there may have been a missed chance here. Looked like Surge are going to have a chance to get all three members on B. The only one left surviving is Arcitys. He is able to at least stop the clock and get a trophy system down to try to help anyone else who gets in towards B.
He's trying to finesse his life. He knows that Minnesota has to make sure they know where he is at on the map, and he's still finessing. That's 3 so far in a row. Just dancing around the cafeteria.
Oh, look at Huke.
Still just, he's by himself. Like, his teammates are not even playing for A. Huke once again hits this route through back dumpster. Now the double stack is going to be in, and it gets a little bit scary for Minnesota. They have to make a decision. Do we apply pressure here? Do we try to play for cutoff? Say they apply the pressure, and the SMGs get it done. 3 down.
One more to stand for Surge would be Abuzah. Still trying to play over towards the B side of that, but off spawn, the rest of his teammates taking their attention over towards A. First tick of progress does get locked at B, but nothing further. The focus now at A starts to find their way on point. 37 seconds on the clock. Keep that in the back of your mind as Røkkr will have a chance to continue to let that dwindle away with Vivid hitting a pinch.
Vivid is finessing too. He's trying to dance around, but Illey in a great position to cut him down. So now with only 30 seconds left, Seattle have to chalk up going towards B. We got to try to extend this time, and these segments can play dividend if it does go a little bit further into this game. But Lynz on the deep flank, all the way through backside junkyard. The double stack is already in. That's 2 segments done. A's going to be over with. 1:30. Seattle are going to have to now attack towards B.
And Røkkr just, whoa, late commitment to try to get the retake through. I was about to say, they're not even reducing the life deficit at the moment. Still a 4 life gap. Surge will find a bit of an easy exit here off the A zone. I mean, Røkkr are giving away a ton of space. They've got Vivid watching to make sure no one can come through spawn. And then Lynz trying to be a nuisance over towards Drunk, but the players on the point are kind of by themselves.
With Abuzah finding that kill, though, you see the positioning right now of Arcitys. He's going to potentially put him in the spawn trap. So you have to play your life, or at least take your time out of spawn if you are Abuzah. And it's actually aBeZy who guns him off of the heady, so that's a big gunfight to reinforce back in towards the cafeteria. They're still holding strong in this setup on the back of Vivid, who just finds 2.
Røkkr still trying to fight to get a little bit in front of this control zone, though, and they will, with those eliminations, get control at red and the bottom side of the hotel desk. But look at the route from Surge. All of it coming around the back. Awakening just on the backside of alley would have to be the one you would think to look over towards dumpster side, but wait a second, Surge are going to double hit through this, and Awakening gets the first, not quite the second. Arcitys provides the trade. 27 seconds on the clock. Time to clear if you're Surge, and they're finding the 1 agents. Last one left alive inside the point is Vivid. Can he pull off a bit of a miracle? Contests is in, finds the first, looking for the second. No! Arcitys finds the kill, but can he stay alive through this? Here come the rest of Røkkr. 15 seconds on the clock, and the regain is in. Huke could be the last chance, and he's pushed too far away.
Yeah, there's only 10 seconds left. I don't even think they have enough time to run across the map to try to get in towards the cafeteria. Minnesota are going to be able to clutch up on the defense to stay alive in this control a little bit longer. But now's when I'm adding up the segments. They're currently down by 5. So if you want to have defense going into round 5, you need to win this attack by completing both, not by outslaying. So what is their strategies here? Do we have to make a decision to go over towards B to get that one out the way? A was pretty easy to get done for them. On the opposite side, Seattle did not apply any pressure once they lost those first 2 gunfights. So Minnesota have a game plan here. What do we do? Do we extend the time early, or do we try to go for the risky play over towards B?
Yeah, I like the call as well, just to kind of reestablish that, yeah, Minnesota essentially got A for free. There was really no gunfights to happen outside maybe a first couple of opening skirmishes. And it looks like they will heed your advice here, Jay. 2 members right on in towards A. 2 others for Røkkr going to make their way over towards the outside through market. First tick rapidly making progress as 2 members on for the stack. Will confirm it immediately. Over the top, accuracy keeps everyone down low, nice and safe. Over the back, Abuzah can find absolutely nothing. And once again, Røkkr clean through the A zone, and they're already stretching through Soda to get over to B.
Yeah, both the SMGs on the side of Seattle, they love hitting the same exact routes. Abuzah did it both on his defenses, trying to flank through junkyard. And then Huke every time he lives at that dumpster. But finally, Minnesota are starting to pick it up. They close out that A point. Now they have 2 minutes and 15 seconds to work over towards B. You have 2 players working around the back end, 1 player trying to fight through red. So it's just about this first set of gunfights. Who can find the first pick?
Trades come through. Red regained by Røkkr. Lynz is going to force the spawns for Surge to be deep towards the bottom left side of the map. And with accuracy already on the zone, Arcitys would have to do something immaculate. And he's not even giving a threat to accuracy at the moment, and Lynz is going to find him for free. Now there's a chance with his first tick of progress to be even further put than that, because there's a double stack on for the second starting to come through. And Surge are still spawning in absolute Narnia. They're so far away from this zone. Second tick lock, 3 members on. Abuzah would have to do it all from top platform, and he could do nothing. Røkkr quickly get both zones, and now they should have round 5 defensive advantage.
Røkkr literally just made that happen. Players through the back alley, players through top red. They win those initial 2 gunfights. And then once they find the 3 dead, they know the last player from Seattle was the guy that was blocking the junkyard spawn. You saw Vivid in a nice little corner outside of Ticket playing for Illey. He gets that kill. They now force all of Seattle to run through Soda Alley to try to jump over the dumpster, and that's just not enough. I thought Arcitys, when he found himself in that 1v1 versus accuracy, you got to take that fight. He was just trying to finesse around the back end, not trying to give up his positioning, because he didn't know how many players were in that situation.
Yeah.
But in that situation right there, if you challenge accuracy, you probably stand a better chance at winning the round, and it eventually leads to accuracy on a 5 streak on the defensive side. Minnesota set up for the W.
5 kills currently in a row for accuracy. How big could a cruise be? 1v1 with Arcitys does not win it. So now, Surge, first 2 kills good. Have not stepped foot onto the zone yet, but a chance to get on, stop the clock. Minute 9 on the clock as A is the threat.
A is the threat, and Lynz, he's now on a 5 streak. He whips out that AR because he knows he's going to be challenging those long gunfights, and now he whips out the red 80 for the close one. Give him the cruise missile. The rookie, again, is showing out in control. Repositions himself towards the top AC side, but he knows it's all a lot of pressure on this side of the map. He might have chose the wrong angle because they're all around him.
But no one's been able to find him yet, so Huke will get taken down. Lynz trying to get out of dodge, and accuracy will be there to at least confirm his trade. 25 plays 24. First segment done at A, and Seattle are still finding kills. This should be, if not the second tick, likely the zone. And it looks like Røkkr are going to give it the cruise missile here. They want to try to regain this control point.
Spam tax. The tax got to come in, but nothing is going to be able to connect. Trophy systems are just too strong. So now Minnesota, you get the investment with the cruise missile, but nothing earned from it. Now you have to set up properly around this B point. You already have Awakening over towards Junk. Big gunfight win versus Illey to hold that side of the map. They're going to force Seattle off that rotation to overextend. Try to push out through Fountain, try to push out through Chicken Coop, because they have to check every single corner. And Vivid makes him pay right there. Big gunfight winning towards red.
Røkkr just putting themselves in very challenging individual gunfight positions. Arcitys on the hunt. Not able to find anybody as of yet. Røkkr still very, very cautious of what could potentially be trying to spawn trap them. Lynz hasn't left spawn yet. Eventually gets over towards the B side of the map, but Surge are kind of in the same fashion, taking their own time, making their way across to see if they can get a really good setup to maybe hit this thing from the back.
Yeah, Minnesota, though, they are making the adjustments again. They know that. They love to apply the pressure over towards the back alley dumpster hop. So they're just having a player consistently play it, and that's Awakening. As long as his teammates just stay alive, we should be in a great situation. But now accuracy all spawn has to be forced to win another one-on-one gunfight in the back of the spawn versus Huke, and he gets it done again. 3 dead in the feed. Last player up is Illey, and his teammates are spawning all the way across the map. What can he do?
He needs to isolate these players over at Junk. He gets the good look at the first, but they don't know where the second is. Vivid will drop. Okay, here we go. Pressure over towards Awakening, who's just trying to run for his life and almost gets the beatdown, but Huke beats him to the punch. Here we go. 2 players for Røkkr. Make their way over the dumpster. Can they hold? Lynz down low, able to find the first. Vivid nearby. Has not committed to getting in the site yet, but just as soon as he gets activated, the rest of Røkkr find the kills they need. Arcitys for a 2-piece keeps things at least somewhat favorable for Surge in the numbers, but lives may not matter. We got 23 seconds.
They're getting the close spawns. They are getting the close spawns. All it comes down to is these gunfights, but unfortunately, they lose 3. So now Huke, the farthest player pushed up, he falls. All of Seattle all spawn. You have the conga line up through the red, and Minnesota are ready.
Last chance saloon. Lynz right in their wave.
Oh, man.
Gets himself a big 2-piece. Last couple of seconds. Surge not able to break through the line of defense. and once again, Rokkr's SMGs come up heroes to save potentially round 5 and give Røkkr the edge of the series.
Man, I thought when Illey made that play to wrap back towards Shunk, they get the initial 2, they find Awakening, 3 dead, and they also find the 4th. But as much time as that took, you allowed Lynz to come off spawn, already hit the jump up, and put himself towards back alley. He starts it off with 2, Awakening with the 3rd, and then at that point, Minnesota reinforced themselves to put themselves in a great position to set up for that last second push coming in from the surge. We know both of these teams are great on defense, but both of these teams needed to at least take one attacking round, and the one attacking round that Røkkr got more crucial because they had the segments going into round number 5. They clutch up on the defensive end, they walk away with the control, now up 2-1 in the series.
Unreal stuff, man. What a thriller, though. And again, this is a massive series for the side of Røkkr. You win this, it pretty much guarantees you a spot in the top 8 portion of the bracket. And I'll tell you, man, it's just one of those things that, hey, you start to get better participation from Arcitys overall statistically. You think, okay, Huke is flying, piecing people up, and early it looked like Surge were kind of out-tempo in what Røkkr wanted to do, but I think we have to go back to the simple fact that Seattle never put together much of a defensive effort over towards A, and it just kept giving Røkkr 2+ minutes worth of time to eventually figure out this B zone late.
Yeah, you just can't do that, man. 220 every single time just to play for one zone. All it takes is one push, one set of kills, and they're going to be able to get it done. I would have loved to see Seattle contest that A point a lot more, but they just simply did not have that in their game plan, and it comes back to bite them. So now they're down 2-1 in the series, Alan. They're going into a hardpoint where hardpoint has not treated them nice. And on a map like Terminal, where they put themselves in a majority of the positions to be the team there early, you're going up against Minnesota Rokkr, who are 10th overall in rotations. But the reason why they are good at this map is because when they're in the hill and they're set up, they are 2nd in holds. And when they're not in the hill and they have to break, they are 4th in breaks. And you know Seattle Surge, their wills and HP come in those holes and those setups. So you gotta make sure, if you are setting up properly on the better side of the map, security you need to dominate if you are Surge.
Yep, have to have it, because not only are those statistics great for Røkkr, but you got to keep in mind that those stats carried through a win versus a very good New York Subliners team on this map. So you're 100% right when it comes down to all of a sudden Surge find themselves kind of backed up into a bit of a corner. Considering the patterns we saw in Skid Row, yeah, there were moments where we saw, like, for instance, Illey and Huke getting 2 rotations first, but where's the rest of the team? There's no one else there. So this has to be a full 4-man concentrated effort here for Seattle, knowing that, okay, if we're chalking and rotating, we're all chalking and rotating. We can't have these final little 2-man finesse exit time over towards old scrap of hills, because it just hasn't been concentrated enough to get those rotation wins into good hold setups, it feels like.
And especially on a map like Terminal, where the holds can be full 60s on a majority of these hills. We're talking about Library, we're talking about Burger Town. As long as you're not scamming, peeking from the hill, not getting wall bang, trophy systems down, those are all full 60s. Library, Dreams, and Burger. So if you are Seattle Surge, if you're controlling that side of the map, you just have to make it really difficult for Minnesota Rokkr. Don't make it easy for them. And I think one player that I really want to focus on this map has to be Huke. Like I said earlier in the last map, I haven't seen this guy run an MCW any map. And on a map like Terminal, these gunfights are very difficult for an SMG. So I'm wondering right now, you can see it in the screen, he's shooting bots or something. Are we warming up that AR shot, Mr. Huke?
Be interesting to see, because like you mentioned, I think, you know, at least from my own personal perspective, watching Huke early with the Seattle team before we got to the break in the first couple of weeks of games in December, I was just as surprised as you just laid out the fact that, you know, a lot of teams were pulling 4 ARs at every moment of time. Never been the case for Huke. He has shown us how this Rival 9 could really sing in the right hands. So yeah, it will be kind of a curiosity point to see if there will be certain circumstances of, yes, I am going to pull a Rival 9 and keep it the whole time, or like you mentioned, hey, we do have a rotation win. Do I pull out a 4th MCW, make sure we're fully locked in, and don't give Minnesota a chance to break, where, like you had mentioned, they have been great on this map in particular when it comes to their break percentages as well as their hold percentages. So it seems like the cards are really stacking in favor of Røkkr here as we head to map number 4.
Oh yeah, without question, man. If you just have accuracy and Awakening, just holding on their lanes, you know accuracy is Mr. Fundamental. The GP on GD, he lives by that, and that's what he's been able to do for a long time in his career. If we just put ourselves in a better position, set up for the proper spawns, make sure we're holding down the proper angles. We're going to put ourselves in a position to win the game, and that's what Accuracy is going to put a lot of focus on. So for these money L's, you best believe he's going to be the guy there nice and early.
Yeah, love it. Okay, there's the things to look at. Will there be any change to the patterns, or will we still see this Røkkr respawn continue to impress? I feel like we have to like sell everyone on the point. This Røkkr team since break has been great.
Wait, Alan. The crazy thing is, though, you know how they're like, what, 6-1 in opening hard points? I'm pretty sure they're 0-5 in game 4 hard points. So that's not good for Røkkr. You need to ice up in some game 4s to close this one out.
Always playing both sides of the sword, Jay. I love that about you. Arcitys first blood. That's through the middle of the map, and that means that for Røkkr, there's really not a lot of ability for them to try to break through this with force, although Surge are also kind of electing to play this at range, so Awakening will jump into the contest spot. A little bit of back and forth. Easy trades on both sides, and it's just a 50-50 battle. A little game of tug of war here.
Yeah, Minnesota on the preferred side, though, so you need to clutch up on these gunfights. You cannot get flipped instantly, and with that player going through mid-tunnel, you have already one guy working through library. He's going to try to set up a pinch, but he gets red. So Seattle Surge doing a great job early on towards P1, but as long as Minnesota trade effectively on this side of the map, they're going to be set up properly for Dreams. That's a big gunfight win by Abuzah. Everyone's back in the security spawn. Oh, and now they're losing a couple gunfight Arcitys. That was a big one.
That was a huge one. Does have to kind of reset. Look at the spawn out. Yeah. Spawns all the way top right side of the map. He's got to get on his horse and trot his way over as fast as possible. Finds Illey on the cross and a second off screen. Vivid holding over towards mid library. Oh my goodness. You thought it was going to go from bad to worse there for a moment for Røkkr, but heroics come from unexpected places and the hard point of worst just stays neutral.
Oh, but if you're Accuracy in that position, you cannot scam out of hill. You got to put yourself in a position to where you don't die to that gunfight in Illey. You lose a couple seconds there, but you're able to reinforce, take back control of this Dreams AP, and you're going to be able to take the lead for now. But Seattle Surge is doing a great job. Then the next hill is going to be in towards plane. We're controlling terminal. If we can take him off of this junk time, even better. But Awakening is dancing. Unfortunately, the pistol is not enough. Abuzah in for the break. Now they're going to be fully set up off the rotation. Only one player here to contest. You take care of him. Seattle Surge win the rotation.
Looking good for now. 38-30. Very tight game. 50-50s pretty much across both our first two hard points. We get into plane, and there are trophy systems whirling and ready to go. And in front of the hard point, for a second, it looked like Awakening was just going to get completely pushed out, but Illey will hold his ground and just watch this from the bridge. Shot back against. Has to dance a little bit deeper into the hard point. Here comes the double hit. One from the front, two from the side doors. Tags are decent. Røkkr trying to fight back, and after all the chaos, it's Accuracy. Last man standing as Røkkr get the break.
That's big stuff right there from Accuracy to win that one-on-one. Now you're going to force a couple players from Seattle Surge to apply pressure still in towards the plane, and Accuracy is cutting him down. He's staying alive for his teammates to get back into the play, and that's already 3 dead. But at least if you are the Surge, you still have one player in towards the backside of security. Arcitys already off the rotation towards Røkkr. We win these next sets of gunfights. We're going to be in a position to lock down a full 60. 2 dead. Wait, hold on. Look at the spawn right there from Awakening.
Yep. Hold hard point still active. Awake is sitting to his teammates like, boys, look, I'm here.
A second.
Oh, sneaky. Saw at least one. I thought for sure he saw Abuzah at range. Almost turns onto him, but Accuracy right there to follow. Lynz also pushing from the front. Spawn's now a bit of a mess as there's both teams spawning over towards Eski's side. Awakening able to cut off only one, and the whole time Arcitys has stayed alive inside of Røkkr. Surge able to regain some control.
Yeah, we just had to get some trophy systems down. Those players are dropping, so they're going to be coming back to life with those stuns and nades in hand. Arcitys trying to do everything he can to play his life. He finds the first, can't find the second. Great pistol work out of Lynz. This is usually a lockdown money hill, but with Minnesota getting those back spawns, it's a lot more difficult for Seattle to hold from the front end. So Røkkr find the break. Now they're going to be fully set up off the rotation as well towards library. This chain can cause the game to get out of hand.
And Surge to make a decision here. They're still kind of split focused on, do we want to hit this through cafe side and through Røkkr, or do we want to just take full focus into the front doors at library? And interestingly enough, Surge get a little bit lucky here. So Minnesota in a little bit of trouble. So we take a look at him to see what exactly the Røkkr comms are feeling like as they rotate over to library.
One more, bending Abuzah. Bending Abuzah. Okay. No, bro, backbook looking at way out. I was looking at Burger. I got naded front. I'm gonna come left. I'm shipping weak. Close left P2 window weak. Close left P2 window weak. Low. Close left P2 dead. Last guy time it back. Yeah. And then nice, Ivy is strong. No, she's dead. Nice. You on the car, weak, Run to the security, ran away security. You ran away security, weak. Ran away security. What's back security? I got pitch from red. No corner. Nice. One hill, two in the back. One hill, two in the back. Yeah, I'm trying to play new. I'm gonna play the guy then. I don't know. I'm playing the 2-1 with you. Abuzah got me. Listen, one's left, one's
hold your pinch. Okay. Next pitch in hall on me, Abuzah weak. Abuzah's red flag. He's gonna go red flag. I'm gonna get third.
Time dead. Abuzah be third. Who's Røkkr? Close right time, one shot. Close right time. Kyler, he's running back to the side. Behind the cross, I think.
Yeah.
He's behind the cross, really weak. I spawned out play, guys. Short trip. I think he's on the pillar. He's behind the cross.
Yeah, one.
Yeah, I'm middle.
Røkkr,
come on. Still cross. Pillar me. Okay, pit the pillar. Flip. He's still on the pillar. Pillar, one shot. Pillar, one bullet. He's on the pillar, one bullet. Røkkr and pillar. Alright, that's last two. I'm going with these down. Pillar. We need to trust. Back piece.
Man, we got in and it was all Røkkr just spitting fire, energy, and then all of a sudden, through this P1, it felt like there was just a huge deflating moment. Surge started to put together a couple of hills in a row.
Yeah, Surge just dominated that P1 HP, and now they're still in control of back security. So they have the bodies, they have the position to reinforce to try to retake in towards Dream side. Just you got to get past these ARs who are watching over. Accuracy and Awakening. They're able to find 2. They shut down the player trying to go through the pinch. That's now 4 dead. Even though the spawns are still coming in towards the back, you just have to get past these ARs. And that's not easy. They are just beaming right now.
There's no entry anywhere for Surge. Trophies reinforced. Abuzah still able to find a huge winner on the backside. Arcitys able to assist, and then Huke off the pinch. Leaves Lynz now by himself. Deals with the first. Tries to get a read on the second, but cannot stay healthy for long enough. Break comes in right at the 30-second mark, and Surge continue to build their lead.
That's big time. And look at Huke the Nuke with an AR in hand. All right, Mr. Nuke. You know exactly what's going on. Gonna already be in a position off the rotation in towards terminal. Cannot find the first gunfight though, but Seattle Surge did a great job of finding that break. They're gonna now have a nice little comfortable 55-point lead. And if you are Minnesota Rokkr, you gotta get a good chunk of time here, but you need to make sure you get Røkkr, because that's when Seattle can basically lock it up.
Have to dig in here, have to find a way to rotate successfully. Otherwise, Surge find themselves in a huge supreme advantage. Only 1 kill though comes out of Huke through cockpit. Arcitys does at least get 1 shutdown, but time still being tallied by Røkkr. Lynz on 4 in a row as well, as Arcitys will head down over towards tail side. See if he can maybe just sneak behind this Røkkr setup. He's got the first for free, but can't climb the ladder. A little turn and burn possibly for Awakening, but no, too many to deal with. And Surge once again find a break.
And if you are Surge, all you have to do is just get to 190. All you have to do is get to 190. Unfortunately, they are at 189, so they cannot win it off of a flawless hold over towards the Røkkr. But Illey was here with about 40 seconds left. He knows that this is the game-changing moment right here. We get Røkkr, we basically call game. So it's just holding down these lanes, making sure no one slips on by. They got the crossfire set up. No one through Dreams, no one through Library. Minnesota are gonna have to break from the front.
3 members from Esky side. Accuracy, the one holding down the old time. Illey staying safe, taking orders backside Røkkr. Here comes the hit from Røkkr. Splitting their attention now all of a sudden. Illey's gonna get caught on the wall bang. Huke's not in a position to jump into the hill. He's looking for these players on the cross. Vivid just slinks in into his line of sight, but it doesn't matter. A pinstripe kill feed still has Surge spawning close and reasserting the hill.
And now we have a trophy system. If you are Illey, let's just sit in this corner. Watch my cross. I'm gonna eat as many nades as I possibly can. We need to get a good chunk of time here. Try to close it out in towards Library to force this game number 5. Great shots from both teams. Trades are abound. Lynz finds 2, but it's still Illey finessing inside of the HP. Him and Huke combined for 3. Minnesota Rokkr all spalling out towards the Esky side. Seattle are going to be able to have the opportunity to chain it towards the Library. Huke's holding it down.
And you've also got an aggressive angle being taken by Arcitys outside playing, and that's going to work out to stop Røkkr from rotating in early. We're going to get about 232 to 176. Røkkr spawning all the way down to the tarmac. It's not looking good for Minnesota here. Arcitys on 3, and he's having himself a whale of a game, by the way. 24 and 12 for him. as there will be Surge in the hard point, only 10 seconds needed, and Røkkr are still trying to formulate some sort of a setup. 1 kill around the back, but you gotta get in from the front. Here's the contest. Clearance comes through. Abuzah trying to get it done himself, only able to find the first accuracy, gaining another lease on life.
Yeah, accuracy just gotta stay alive. He's gotta wait for his teammates to get back to him. He knows that all of Seattle are gonna try to fight this to win this game here. They start off with the first 2, make it 3, all 4 dead in the feed. Seattle Surge forced the game 5.
Ooh, baby. Wow, and it really came down to that moment in the Røkkr listen-in. Between 5 and 1 again, could not find a way to gain control over library, and then it just kind of, you pull on one thread of the sweater and it comes completely unraveled. And it looked like for a moment on top of that, when things got dire, Røkkr were making the right plays. They were able to get Illey out of the hard point at Burger, not just once, but twice, but not quite enough to dig into a very large deficit that Surge was able to build halfway through that map.
Yeah, it just came down to the second half of that game. Once you hit the second rotation of hard point, Seattle Surge did not lose security once. And if you not losing security on a map like Terminal, where you have 3 money hills on that side of the map, yeah, you're going to basically call a game. That's just great work for them to dominate P1. And then even when it got a little bit scary towards the P2 side at Dreams, they found the break with about 30 seconds left to give themselves still a 60-point lead. You keep Terminal scrappy, you rotate early over towards Burger, you get good chunk time there, and then you just continuously hold down security, which is the better side of the map for those last couple of hard points, and they close it out at Library. We were wondering if they were going to fix their hard point woes. They do it there with some great setups, great communication, great crossfires, and also a great game from Arcitys. That guy just took over right there to force game 5.
And 4 ARs still a part of the picture. We're not going to be able to say that for long, friends. So, wow, unbelievable map number 4. But here's the fun part about this series. We head to a map 5. We've talked time and time again about how Seattle Search and Destroy has been great. Well, everywhere but Karachi. On the other side, Minnesota 1-1 on the map so far. What are your early thoughts before we send ourselves to a break, Jay?
I think it all comes down to the SMGs, man. How aggressive do they want to play? How much of a game changer they want to be? We saw Huke do it in map number 1 when he was just being aggressive up. Map number 2 when he was aggressive up through the middle alley. And then the opposite side, Vivid, his takes, his risky takes, going on late flanks, is getting more information for his team. That's going to be very crucial on a map like Karachi.
Going to be a big one. All the players that we've pointed to this point will have to step up in one way or the other, whether that's the SMGs continuing to find success or the ARs that have not been able to statistically put together the showcases that, let's be candid, we're used to seeing, have not been able to provide, at least not consistently to this point. That has to be, I think, the other side of the coin here when you talk about the ARs in particular. You have to see players like Awakening, Accuracy, Arcitys really start to step up. But for all intents and purposes, friends, it is a deadpan, no advantage to either team on this map in a lot of people's minds. So Karachi Surge, Minnesota win it. They find themselves a guaranteed spot in the top 8. Otherwise, they'll have to take it to the mathematicians. We'll see what happens when we come back after the break.
Shotzzy is tearing apart everyone. Ghosty out here making plays. You know Afro, you don't know about Joe, so you get the first kill, but there's the full flank coming through. Joe deceives. Only does the damage. Just a 1v1. Insight versus Ghosty in 1 HP is all he needs.
Out of the P2, they have to deal with Nero though in this position. He's reading the pushes. And let's take down Shotzzy.
Maybe not a free bomb playing. Ghosty's actually making moves. He's trying to get in through the smoke and find the angle, and he beams too. Ghosty out here making plays.
Smoke's worth both ways.
Oh my God. Shotzzy, it's another first blood for OpTic. It's going to be a fast flank, one of those risky plays out of Pred. It's all on Pred here through on a flanker, is it? No, okay, never mind. Shotzzy is tearing apart everyone. Shotzi's getting an ace. It started with a car and ended with an MCW. Shotzzy with the beams.
This map now, they know they've locked it down. They wanted the full 60, they've got it.
Oh my God,
Snoopy and Capsidal are moving at light speed.
They can't kill him. They cannot kill him. He is 21-9.
There's no way. Players take note. This man is a menace.
Don't miss out on all the action at the first Call of Duty League Major, hosted by the Boston Breach, this January 25th to the 28th at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway in Boston. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to callofdutyleague.com for more info. Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL Operator, Weapon Blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now.
Welcome back there, friends. A round, pardon me, map 5 starting to come through as Røkkr and Surge are tied up in a good one. And I'll tell you, all 4 maps at this point have been super tight. So we start to look towards where can we find our X factors, and this is good news, I think, for both sides here, Jay. Awakening 1.0 KD, which doesn't seem like a great number, but for him, based on the year, it has been solid. But Abuzah was dominant in map 2 for Seattle.
Yeah, Abuzah took over in that map number 2. He had an ace 1 round, 2v1 clutch, and on the opposite side of Awakening, I'm pretty sure he started 6-1, so he went 1-6 the last couple of rounds there.
Yeah.
1.0 KD, that's pretty good, but we need to have better. We cannot be dying that many times. But map 5, it all comes down to the ice, man. Who's going to be able to put themselves in more clutch scenarios? Who's going to be able to put that stamp on it to walk away with this series? It's going to be Minnesota Rokkr on the attack early on. They know that they can't go over towards B because they don't have any trophy systems to work with. We don't want to get naded off site.
Oh, and Illey just gets smoked at range by Lynz. Who's going to try to turn it into a double, and Huke just barely saves the day from a disaster. Bomb still gets planted at A. Vivid bouncing back up towards top red, finding an elimination, and fast and furiously, we're into a 3v2 post-plant favoring Røkkr.
And now Arcitys' position is now known. They take down Huke, 1v3. Arcitys just gets stunned. Everyone pre-aim that side of the map. Arcitys finds at least the first, locates the second, but is not able to win the gunfight. And that's the perfect round right there for you, Røkkr. No trophy systems to work with. We know that the nades would definitely be bombarded over towards that B-bomb if we go on that side of the map. But Lynz right through the middle, finds that first one onto Illey, opens up the site, and you just get the bomb down, play your numbers. First round clean for Røkkr.
That's just a question mark moment. Like, was that just a blown coverage? I mean, he shouldn't be able to walk up with an SMG and then gun someone towards bus station in the first 10 seconds of the map. Curious moments there to start things off, but Røkkr comfortable in their first. Everyone getting a kill, also keeping the hands hot. So here we go. Surge, their first attempt offensively. Lots of nades over towards mid-map, but no one really stepping in towards rubble at the moment. Arcity's giving it a look, but everything else is kind of defaulting over towards Coop side.
Yeah, and I'm really curious how fast they decide to play this because they don't have any trophy systems either. So you don't want to throw your smoke, invest that to try to get over towards bridge. But Vivid already puts himself in a great position. Everyone else is around him. Does he turn the corner to find the first blood?
And Accuracy has to be kind of watching 2 things at once right now, both up top to help Vivid as well as down low. And Vivid just tries to find first blood, but walks right into the waiting arms of Illey. Accuracy slides forward over towards concrete, though, and help is on the way to try to reassist this. So 3v4, but Bomb still leaning B. Trophy comes out. That might be the green light for Surge to head to go call.
And Accuracy's just waiting. He knows that this is where the play is coming in. When do we decide to take the shot? But unfortunately, you go one-on-one with the nuke. He makes you pay for it. The trade comes in from Awakening, but it should be a free B-bomb plant. Seattle Surge in the advantage.
Lynz still both pieces of utility left to play with. 2v2 we go. Bomb planted, post plant, setting up a bit split. Arcitys towards bridge side, which he gets seen. Lynz getting a couple of tags. Awakening now his time to go, but Huke once again just floats through mid, finds the elimination on the first, then Arcity plays his life perfectly to find the second. No worries, we go 1-1.
Yeah, that just comes down to the gunfight between Accuracy and Huke. If he wins that, it makes it a more manageable play because Lynz does go on the deep flank. He eventually finds one. So it'll potentially be in a 2v1 without that bomb being planted, but what a gunfight from the nuke. Yeah, you definitely don't need that MCW when you shoot like that, my friend. But they tie it up at 1, both attacks for both squads.
Be interested to see how the chess game in this match starts to develop and adjust. We talked a lot about Seattle's ability to kind of adjust when they played through the invasion, and it found significant advantages in the middle of the map. What does the head game look like here? Another full flood kind of through mid. Lynz able to get the barrels very quickly, clears out concrete, and that's enough for Røkkr to know that their focus that they want to approach B has to be deep through the lane.
Yeah, we just got to get a smoke down. We can put this bomb down. Just get the smoke, get the trophy in play. So Lynz is watching over the middle. But still, Arcitys with a great line of sight. Make sure no one contests us from top 3. Just trying to get more information of how this setup is being played before they commit.
Yeah. And Huke has actually committed himself very far forward and did not back up. Instead, tries to push forward, and then that moment, Awakening and Accuracy finding the first 2 kills. Abuzah a couple of tags in, but the bomb planted, and a very tough 2v4 retake on the line here for Surge.
Yeah. Really, really tough to even try to retake this B-bomb in general, but in a 4v2, even tougher. Abuzah still putting down shots onto Awakening, but he's playing this life great. Time is starting to tick down. Illey across the map, though, wins a 1-on-1 versus Lynz, but now it's a 1v3 for Illey with only 20 seconds left. Good luck.
1v3 and the ace required, plus the defuse, 15 seconds, and if you can't take it by the candor in both of our voices, the premise of that happening, not very hopeful. So, clean stuff from Røkkr in just a moment where Huke just kind of gets a little bit isolated, and there was like that indecision of, do I go forward, do I back up? Decides to go with the former, and the ARs just watch him the whole way.
And that's what we said before going to commercial break. These SMGs taking those risky routes, taking those risky plays, and unfortunately it comes back to bite Huke. Once it gets first blood, you're forced to repositioning out of the players on his side. But at that point, the smoke is already down. The bomb is being committed. You try to take them off. You find the second kill, and then in the 2v4, they just stood no chance. Minnesota, so far, perfect on their attack.
3-man defensive setup again over towards B. Lynz this time moving his way over towards bus. Just tosses a stun to see if there's going to be any early threat. Doesn't confirm any information, so just backs up, plays back alley. He's going to have help from Awakening here. Plus, we've also got Vivid really far forward into mid. So again, Røkkr have a pretty good understanding of the lay of the land. Wait
a minute.
The smoke. Oh! Decides to go to the frag instead of the pistol, but trades still come through. Will stay now 2v1 as Accuracy turns the tide with a kill on Arcitys.
That's a big kill from from Accuracy to find that 1-on-1 versus Arcitys. Now it's left up to the nuke. 1v2. We know that they're most likely playing the buddy system. We're going to commit towards this B-bomb plant. But what does he decide to do after? In the first attack, he decided to fully wrap through the middle of the map and find a kill. But he cannot play that timing here. Nice little spot to check bomb.
Accuracy does hop it, though. Huke didn't see him on the cross. This thing gets to more than halfway. It's just going to get full add-on defused. Just literally a fraction of a second difference. Huke looks for that early cross to see if there's going to be a hop. Doesn't quite see Accuracy, though. And then the quick call to hop on for the defuse never gets tested.
That's just what Accuracy does, man. He makes the game easy. I need to stick a defuse, I'm going to get it done. I need to clutch up around, I'm going to get it done. Just watch over me, my friend. You got me, Lynz. I'm not even stressing. I'll stick to this bomb defuse, and it works out perfectly because Huke did not check it a second time. So now it's 2 rounds in a row for Røkkr. Accuracy having himself a nice little S&D so far. 4-1 on a 3 streak. Play is going to be over towards B again.
Nearly a chance where all 8 players are going to be here. This time Lynz hits the same route, and he will find Huke for free. So the SMGs, again, kind of squaring up a bit early in these rounds. 4v3. Bomb making its way on towards B. Illey trying to get towards sandbags. No way, no how. And Arcitys, once again, stuck by himself for a 1v4 and a defuse required again.
Yeah, GG, man. How was your day, Alan? Yeah, we could just not talk about this round. How's your day, Alan? Your day's great? Your day's been good?
All I'm going to say is this series has provided in... I don't know if that's good news or bad news. Is it good news that this is as close as it is for 2 teams that are going to be in the top 8, or did we assume that one of these 2 teams are going to be better than the other? That's my only lingering thought right now.
I just think it's good news for us because we at least got a game 5 for the first time, so that's great. You know, Arcitys in a 1v4, yeah, you stood no chance. Minnesota Rokkr get it done. Another attacking round, and it's just simply the battle between Lynz and Huke. Huke, every single time so far on that defensive side, has tried to take a risk over towards the B-bomb, and Lynz has made him pay for it. Another first blood. Once you take down that player, smoke gets down, you can commit towards the bomb plant. We know that that's the closest guy towards the site, and eventually the numbers just fall in their favor. 3 rounds in a row now for Røkkr. Accuracy on a 5, 1 off of a cruise.
Another aggressive hit coming through. Uh-oh, Accuracy.
Seriously?
Takes himself out of the picture, brother. Uh-oh, no. That was supposed to be a very forward B defense, but now all of a sudden, Røkkr kind of scrambling. There is no one nearby to assist that long range, so Awakening has to rotate late over. Illey's going to get a look at him, and there's a lot of advantages here early for Surge in a 4v3.
A lot of advantages, but they're not really taking anything on the map right now. You have one player in Abuzah who's being the island player, slowly trying to work his way up the red, and Lynz potentially has snuff him out. He's waiting. He's just waiting for him to attack. The rest of his teammates are just calling out the information over towards B. Awakening spots him. Lynz now hits the rotation. It's time for Abuzah to start moving.
Vivid just completely caught. Lynz able to scout out 1, but does not expect the second from behind. Oh, poor timing once again, as now Awakening is stuck in a very impossible situation. 1v4, Illey top stairs, cleanly taken. Turn for Abuzah, good, but the follow-up was right there through barrel. So Surge will still hold on to what should have been a guaranteed round, and it can be the case.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we have the replay of the nade that aCBeZy just takes himself down with. He's definitely going to be beating himself up with this one.
What?
Bounces? Wait, I don't even understand what just happened.
Did it hit the back building or the telephone pole wire? Wow. If it was off the back building, that thing had some rebound on it. That thing came back so quick.
Accuracy. You need to throw that nade a little better, my friend. That was a cruise missile waiting to get gun.
Oh, man. So here we go. Surge still continue to try to get aggressive over through Fountain side. This time Huke will not step super far forward. Instead, it's Abuzah at mid-map to find the first onto Lynz. Oh, and a second cleanly one on the Vivid. And Røkkr find themselves in another very dire situation, 4v2 early.
Yeah, this is where Seattle Surge, this is what they do best as S&D. Those mid-round adjustments. Lynz has hit middle map every single round on their attacks, but this time they send Abuzah, not Huke, to go get the job done. Instantly a 4v2. Awakening and aCBeZy, two total opposites of the map, but Awakening's just waiting for aCBeZy to get some information.
He's able to find Illey. This should be a free kill. Should be a free kill. Should be a free kill. Okay. Didn't want to say it a fourth time. So that will allow the bomb to start to rotate over. Surge trying to recover some ground after that mystery starts to make its way through, but aCBeZy continues to be a bit of a thorn in their side. Now changes up the angle completely. He may catch another for free here. Arcitys scouted at range, but Abuzah up top goes unnoticed, and he will find the final 2 kills.
Yeah, it's just too much right there for Abuzah. I'm pretty sure he finds that ace on the round. Starts it off with 2, finds the final 2 to close it out. And I don't know, this is looking like map number 2. One of those rounds, he had an ace. And then all of a sudden, he had a cruise missile, and then they called game. So Seattle Surge, with those mid-round adjustments, already coming to fruition. Now down 4-3. Back to the attack they go. And if I'm Abuzah, I'm just a guy going to go to that island play again. Just slowly work up towards red. It worked last time.
And it's like these moments of both subs on both sides have wanted to try to pull something off early. Sometimes punished, sometimes not. And this time, both teams kind of playing a little bit more reserved, with the exception of Abuzah, who does get quickly towards top red. Shuts the door, doesn't want to give any intel away. Does also not see anybody, though. Top over towards red. Does he get a look at Awakening? Yeah, he at least saw him top AC. Doesn't have a good look at the gunfight, but it's enough for Surge to commit off that intel to rotate in towards A.
Yeah, he's got top AC. We're going to try to isolate him, and it's time for Abuzah to strike. Couple shots come in, but Awakening able to get out with his life. How do they know? Positioning of Lynz, because he's in the bus. He's trying to make something happen.
Oh, bro. Doesn't get the barrel stuff. Awakening saves his life, though. Huke also traded away. Holy smokes. Talk about, again, a cat that has 9 lives. Abuzah, last one left. All goes to the pistol almost too soon. Shots on the backside, not able to connect, so Abuzah gets to 5. And still the prospects of a possible 1v3.
It's only 25 seconds left, though. The bomb is going to be down at that A site. Awakening with the repositioning towards back soda alley. aCBeZy also watching across through bottom fountain. They're just waiting for him to pick up this bomb.
There's the look. Shots come through. That's from Soda Alley, and that's where the gunfight will finish. Heroics from Abuzah in map number 2. Not quite able to be echoed here in the 5th. And with that, Røkkr keep us in a real tight one here in map 5.
Now that puts them at game point. I thought it was going to get scary. You know, the smoke comes in. Lynz doesn't find a kill. The fact that Awakening was able to cover fire, at least get the first kill before Lynz is traded. It's already job well done. You shut down that push. And then with the bomb being down in that position, it was just too much for Abuzah to handle. Crossfires set up properly for Minnesota Rokkr. And now put themselves at game point. Seattle Surge, their Karachi S&D continues to struggle, but they still have fight in them.
3-man stack again defensively for Surge over towards the B site. Bomb making its way towards Coop at the moment. Lynz taking a very similar route that Abuzah had last round as they continue to try to look for each other in and around red. Nades are being blown over towards the B side of the map, but looks like everyone stayed pretty healthy through it. No one's rotating over either, so a lot of mystery still in the mix here for both sides.
But the bomb's going down. The bomb went down for free, so now if you are Minnesota Rokkr, 4v4, you have bridge control, you have back chicken coop. No one's going to be going for the deep flank. You also have a player in Lynz working on the opposite side. That's 3 dead. Abuzah left in the 1v4. Minnesota Rokkr looking like they're going to get this W.
And Rival 9 in hand with ARs looking at you from literally every angle possible. Wow. So Røkkr find themselves a key series win. And, you know, we just work here. We don't know 100% that's the case, but it feels like that should be enough for Røkkr to confirm themselves a spot in the upper bracket just based on the records. All right, I just didn't want to go out there and say it and be wrong.
Yeah, 3-4 record, it gets it done for you.
Fair enough. So Røkkr, heroics after the break. I mean, you want to talk about a team that's really turned it around, look no further than Minnesota Rokkr.
They just had the perfect game plan in this game 5. Early on, you had Lynz being super aggressive, shutting down Huke every time he tried to be that aggressive player up on the B site. And then even in that final round, Huke doesn't push up, and that allows the free bomb plant to go down this time around. Just a perfect game plan for Minnesota from start to finish. Even with accuracy nading himself, he puts up 2,200 damage, 6 non-traded kills, 8 and 3. Him and Awakening